Line drive to Turpin, and it bounces through his legs. Here he comes. Cavante Turpin spinning free. Here he goes. Fastest man in the NFL. Cavante Turpin takes it all the way. Touchdown, Dallas.
Here I go, here I go, here I go. Yeah, here I go, here I go.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of The Take. I'm your host, Jackson Burleson, of course. And in today's episode, woo! Woo! What a game! What a game! Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Cavante Turpin, 99-yard kick return touchdown? Are you kidding me, son? Oh, he's not human. The fastest man in the NFL for sure. For sure. Okay? This guy was absolutely amazing on that play. Amazing. First of all, he muffed the punt or muffed the kick. Then he picks it up at the one, spin move, boom. He is gone. Gone. I mean, this game was, to be honest, not great. Not great. Okay, hold on one second. We're going to listen to Cavante Turpin live in the press conference. We'll get back with some thoughts here.
That was probably the craziest part about that return.
Yeah, man, just like, man, I always do it, bro, when I ain't got nowhere to go and I'm in trouble. So I know I can just get them going one way, then just spin back the other way. Something nobody ever seen before.
Could you take us through the first when the ball went through and when you went back to pick it up, just what was going through your mind at that point?
I really think about just going and get down, but when I seen all of them going to the left, I just knew I can just, bring the spin move out, something nobody ever seen before. Hopefully I can get them from the backside, and I just slid right through.
We remember when you came into this franchise, you had some excitement with touchdowns in the preseason, but the first one in a regular season game, what does that moment mean to you?
Man, I just feel good, man. Just, I always go out there just to compete, man. Just happy to be here, man. Just doing for this franchise, man. Just happy to always blessed to be here.
When you think about your story, where does this moment fit in?
Man, just a long journey, but it still continues, man. It's a long marathon, but we still continue to go, man. Just one day at a time.
Feel the momentum swing in that moment when you were coming to the sideline, the celebration. Did you guys feel that at that point that it felt like
yeah, man. I thought I iced it, man. That was the whole thing, man. I thought the game was over, but it never over to the Fair Lady Saints, man. Till it hit 0-0, man. Just glad the way we came out there and competed today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Cavante Turpin live on the Dallas Cowboys press conference. I'm glad we got to hear from him for a second there. It was a little bit short, but we got to hear from him. He was right. What he said he thought he iced the game, which I thought he did too. We went up 27-16 on that. 27-16. Washington gets the ball back after that. Terry McLaurin, 86-yard touchdown. I'm like sitting there like, bro, what am I watching right now? What am I watching? And then at that point, 27-26. I think I might have had my math wrong there in some way. But either way, Terry McLaurin scores a touchdown right after I thought he iced it. And then Washington scores. Then Washington's kicker misses the extra point. He missed it. I was like, no freaking way, dude. No way. And then Washington does an onside kick and the Cowboys score a touchdown. I was like, what am I watching? Like, this is the craziest game I've ever seen. Like, this game right here has to be the craziest game in NFL history. At least one of them. Because in a span of three plays. Okay. Let's do the math in my head. 7 plus 6 and then plus 7. That is 20 points in 3 plays. And what's crazy about this game It's the first game in Super Bowl era with 2 missed PATs, 2 kick return touchdowns, and 1 blocked punt. And that's what I'm saying. This game was not good until the last 3 minutes. It was 3-3 at halftime. It was 13-9. 13-9 with 3 minutes left. I mean, are you kidding? Cowboys get a win. We get our 4th win of the season. And the main takeaway from this is our defense. Our defense kept us in this game the whole time. I mean, Washington had 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers. They had 1 lost fumble, and Jaden Daniels threw 2 interceptions. That was kind of that was impressive. I was impressed. I mean, you look at this defense. I mean, there were a lot of guys that stepped up. A lot of guys that stepped up. Micah had a good game. He came back looking like himself. He had 2 sacks. I mean, you just go down the board. DeMarvion Overshown had a sack. And let me just tell you something about this fella right here. This guy is a future All-Pro. He is really good. He's a lot like Micah Parsons. He can drop back in coverage. He can rush the passer. He does so many different things at linebacker. It's actually very impressive. And then our offensive line honestly played pretty good. We only allowed 1 sack. And Cooper Rush had time to throw the ball. He was making good decisions. He was 24 of 32 passing, 247 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's a pretty solid game from Cooper Rush. And I was like, going into this game for me, I was like, this is Cooper Rush's last chance to prove that he can be the starting quarterback with Dak Prescott out. And I think moving forward, he's definitely the starting quarterback. I mean, we just won this game. The Commanders are 7-5. They've won 7 games. I mean, the Commanders are a really good team. I'm feeling a lot better after this game going to Thanksgiving against the Giants than I did before this. And honestly, talking about the last 3 minutes, I'm not kidding. This got to be the most stressful 3 minutes of my life. Seriously, I know, Dad, if you're listening, I was on the phone with my dad. I was like, hey, like, Cavante Turpin, you just missed a 99-yard touchdown. You just missed it. And then as I'm on the phone with him, Washington has the ball. He's like, okay, give me some play-by-play. They score 86-yard touchdown. I'm like sitting there screaming. I'm like, no, 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 no. And then we actually came back, got an onside kick touchdown. I'm like, we're goated for that. And I'm not going to lie. With 4 seconds left, I was on a phone with a Bears fan. And he was saying, hey, Jaden Daniels, Hail Mary. I was like, I do not want to see a Jaden Daniels Hail Mary with 4 seconds left. If he would have got a Hail Mary, I would have been pissed. But he didn't happen. And so I was sitting around watching. He was scrambling around, had a lot of time, similar to the Bears game. He had a lot of time to get it off. He didn't get enough distance on it, and our players actually caught the ball instead of swatting it. But, like, still, that was amazing. That was an amazing game. I mean, it was so weird. That's got to be the greatest 3 minutes in NFL history. It has to be up there, at least for regular season. I may be overstepping, but I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that. And I'm impressed. Now, does this hurt our draft stock? Yeah, it does. It does, but I don't care about that. I loved this win. Okay? And the thing, that main takeaway, we can't win at home. We're 4-2 on the road. 4-2. We're 0-5 at home. I mean, ain't that crazy? We've gotten all of our wins on the road this year. Every single one. Every single one. Now, I don't know what this does for us momentum-wise, because looking at the schedule, I think we're going to beat the Giants. They got absolutely pounced by the Buccaneers today. They got destroyed. They're 2-9. They lost 30-7. Okay? And Tommy DeVito starting at quarterback. Daniel Jones is no longer on the roster, which is crazy. And all these rumors about Daniel Jones being on our website and him coming to the Cowboys, that is not going to happen after a game like this. So we've got the Giants, Bengals, and Panthers. And the Panthers, they just gave the Chiefs a run for their money. So I think that game is going to be tougher than people think. And Bryce Young played well today. What were Bryce Young's stats today? Let's check out Bryce Young's stats real quickly, because I do want to just see, because we're previewing our next couple games. 263 yards and a touchdown, 21 for 35. That doesn't look like a bust to me, if you ask me, but that's a different conversation. But we've got the Panthers, we've got the Giants on Thanksgiving, which I feel a lot better about. The Bengals, and I don't know how our defense is going to do against that offense. That'll be a tough game. And then Buccaneers, Eagles, and Commanders. And we already won a division game. That was huge. Beating the Commanders, I really didn't think we were going to get a win. I didn't. It was very impressive. But I usually never do pods this quickly, but I had to come on here and talk about my Cowboys for a second. So if you like this video, hit the like button, please. Subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with videos like this. And then comment what you guys thought of this game and what you thought about the Cowboys play and how they can do better moving forward and what encouraged you about this team, because I saw a lot of great things today. And almost forgot, because this game was so good. Right before halftime, we had a crazy play. Jalen Brooks, only catch of the day, 1 catch for 41 yards, put us in field goal range. Brandon Aubrey tied it up 3-3 going into halftime. That was a huge play. That was a great play too, which is going to get overshadowed because of all the crazy plays that happened with 3 minutes left. But we got to at least acknowledge that. But I mean, really crazy day to look at this. I mean, from the other side, I had a bunch of players on the Washington Commanders in fantasy. Terry McLaurin, he was on my fantasy team. Zach Ertz was on my fantasy team. Brian Robinson was too, which is weird because I wasn't cheering for any of those guys. I was just like, why did they score? And then I look at the fantasy thing, and we won. So it's a win-win for everybody here. And as we sit here with my fantasy team, I am projected to win both of my games. So I'm sitting at 12-10. We play 2 games a week, so I'm sitting pretty. But I will get you guys out of here. Not a long pod, but I'm Jackson Burleson. This has been another episode of The Take, and if you haven't already, go check out my interview with Quentin Cannon, Gardner Webb linebacker. It was a great interview. We talked about the college football playoff, all the madness going on in college football, so go check that out. That'll be after this in the outro. But I'm your host, Jackson Burleson, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Broadway paradise. They think I'm way too cold, cause I put my